Today we're doing a little bit of a review on the car that you probably need. And if you don't think you do, well, I don't know if you've noticed, but most new cars have one heck of a time making 100,000 miles these days. But this 2005 Toyota Matrix is an exception to that rule. With its whisper quiet 1.8 liter 130 horsepower engine, more than enough to get you from point A to point B. And usually this is where I would insert a 0 to 60 time, but nobody has time for that because this car is not fast. In fact, there's a lot of things that's not. It's not quiet inside when you're driving. It doesn't have the latest tech. And it certainly does not have a pile of power, anything, like most new vehicles these days that we're used to seeing. Power, windows, mirrors, locks, all those things, be kind of cool. Okay, I lied, it's got power locks, but that's basically it. And as a 20-year-old car, really, what else do you need? This is just a basic daily commuter, but let me tell you why you really need one of these. Like I said, most new cars have one hell of a time hitting 100,000 miles before needing some sort of major, more often than not, work. And whether we like to sit here and blame engineers, blame the government, blame somebody, the reality is, that is the reality. It is just ever increasing these days difficult to find a reliable car that you could jump in and drive every day. Case in point, I had a 2019 Acura RDX. I basically, maybe I drove a little hard every now and then, but hey, it had 270 horsepower. What am I supposed to do? But it had 70,000 miles and the head gasket went on it. They had to pull the engine right out of the car, drop it out. It was a massive job. And if it didn't have warranty, it would have been really, really expensive. I have a 2018 Ford Expedition now instead, and it has been pretty good. It almost has 100,000 miles, and it's in this dealership right now for some very minor work, but it's expensive because the parts are expensive and it takes a lot of time. Although that being said, literally within the first week when I bought that thing, it had gone through a set of cam phasers, and that's an expensive job. And that's an issue that this little Toyota has not and will never see. This engine has a timing chain on it. This is one of the most reliable engines Toyota's ever made. In fact, the mid-2000s arguably are some of the golden years of Toyota ownership because it is just outrageously reliable. I don't even have to think about anything happening. You get in, turn the key, drive to work, drive wherever you want. I would take this car at almost 200,000 miles and I would circle America right now. I wouldn't even think twice about it. This car is basically rust-free, which is nice. These things really hold their value. Like, you can buy this car right now for a handful of thousands of dollars, which it's getting hard to find anything for less than, let's be real. And you could drive it for free. Actually, I feel like this is almost an investment car right now. You could drive this car for a handful of years and you'll probably make money when you go to resell it. As everybody knows that these years of, especially Toyotas, but you know what? Honda, so many vehicles. Like, this is almost the end of an era, in my opinion, right? Where you've seen cars start getting more electronics, more fancy everything, you know, the power options, and all great creature comforts. But unfortunately, these are all things that cost us, the consumer, a bunch of money when they go wrong. And for some weird reason, they just seem to go wrong more often than they ever did. This car knocks down silly amounts of gas mileage, like 30 some miles to the gallon all day long. Considering it almost has 200,000 miles, this little engine is like, it runs so good. And you know what? I can only trace back about 60,000 miles or so of ownership for this thing. But it really it's cost nothing. It's been a matter of put gas, change the oil, change the tires. I don't even think it's had a set of brakes since in that time. It's just been impeccably good to drive and very reliable, which it's so worth it these days. Like, it's pretty roomy in the back, I'm not gonna lie. It's got a lot of space in here for what is considered a small hatchback car. It's got a reasonable trunk space. I've put lots of luggage in here before. Really no issues there. So it's a car you can literally just drive every day, and it's a great commuter. And something that is actually kind of strange to me is that this thing has more comfortable seats than a lot of newer vehicles I've been in. Like, a lot of newer fully loaded vehicles I've been in. And I don't feel like that should be the case, but it is. So in 2005, this was a great car. I've driven the Cavaliers, the Sunfires, the Cobalts, you know, the Ford, not Escort, what would it be? Ford Focus, yeah, had one of those too. And this is a great car. In these years, Toyota really had it together, and I'm going to say that they were really ahead of the competition in so many ways. Back here in the back seat, lots of headroom, like tons of headroom, and I got a reasonable amount of leg room considering that the seat is way back. I can't even, well, I'm almost touching now, but lots of space back here. Again, the trunk area, very roomy back there, lots of room for stuff, and it makes it very accessible. Being that this is kind of an open concept inside the car, right? I mean, it's just a hatchback. You can literally be in the back seat. You need something, you reach back, grab it, throw it back. Riding on 15-inch tires, this thing also won't break the bank. Like, how many new vehicles these days have 20-inch wheels? Way bigger, and the cost, of course, significantly higher. So this is just another one of those things that are really going to save you money. And oh yeah, because it's so old now, 20 years old, insurance is minimal. It's super cheap to insure this vehicle. And again, like I said, 30 plus miles to the gallon, it's crazy good on gas, which saves you money at the pump. And every little penny, I don't know about you guys, especially this time of year, close to Christmas, I want to save every little bit I can. In fact, my really only concern with this vehicle is that it has a tiny gas tank. So you can bet that you're going to be pulling up to a pretty fair amount of gas stations because of that, with the small tank in this car only coming in at something like 10 or 12 gallons, I believe. You're going to be filling up a lot. Case in point in that is that I have done about 200 miles of driving and I've only got a quarter tank left. And depending on which side of the border you live on, that's about 320 kilometers worth of driving. So this car is good for somewhere, and this is all highway, keep in mind. So this is, you know, it's gonna be worse if you're in the city. So we're sitting somewhere, you know, give or take 300 miles to a full tank on this car, which isn't bad, but it's not great. And other than that, I really don't have anything bad to say about this car. It's cheap, good on gas, great value for the money. One of the most reliable vehicles money can buy, hands down, don't care what anybody says. So if you're in the market for a reasonably priced, cheap used car, you should probably try out one of these Toyotas, because I could tell you right now, it almost doesn't matter the mileage. If you find one even that has mileage like this, 200,000 miles, I would buy 10 of these cars today, and you would just get hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles of essentially trouble-free driving. One thing is for certain, though, it's kind of wild to think that this car used to cost about $15,000, and now, fast forward 20 years, it's pretty much 30 grand if you want to get any kind of a base model car. It's, whew.